So today it's a quick vid on a Hopkins and Allen Blue Jacket #2, and as you may have noticed, I'm getting into the holsters. Molded to the gun, so it's pretty much for this gun. Although you could probably stick a few others in that are of similar size. But a little bit of embellishment on it. And yeah, just, nice little holster for an okay little pistol. Now this Blue Jacket's seen better days. I think it'd make a good shooter. It looks like it should function reliably. The finish on it's not horrible. It's not super good, but it's not horrible. It used to be silver, or nickel, I should say, but now it's, worn away and being blued. Mechanically, it's not bad. I had to do some tinkering with it to get it there. It was under indexing, so I had to do some work on the arm that indexes the cylinder. Now, lockup and indexing, they're all good. That's why I say it'd be a pretty good shooter. Now I'm not going to take it out right now because it's a bit of a pain, but the spring was missing for the cylinder release, and there's another spring that's being made to go in there, but it's a little on the stiff side, or maybe I should say a lot on the stiff side. So you can see the cylinder pin is retained. That's the important part. You can get it out, but you got to push pretty hard on that release. And I'm just not going to do that for the sake of the video. That was one of the things I had to do to get this up and running, because that pin was falling out. Without any tension on there, it just, it would let go. But it's working now, so yeah, functionally, this is a great pistol. It's just the finish on it is being redone, where the nickel flaked off. Like say, it's been blued. Same with the barrel. Not bad. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. You can see on the grips, there's a dog on each side. And it's funny because I've had, I think, I could be wrong, this is the third Blue Jacket #2 I believe I've had on this channel. And I've had one that looked pretty much like this, but it was in better shape. Didn't have the blued stuff. And just better finish. But the dog, the first one had a dog, and the second one was wood, and the shape of the grips was different. Yet it was a Blue Jacket #2. So I find that interesting how even the same model from the same manufacturer will have a different grip, different profile. I assume it was just made in a different vintage. They made these, I'm just guessing, between about 1875 and 1885, somewhere in there. The ones made in 1875 might look like this, and the ones made in 1880 may be wood. It's just funny how they changed that. Anyway, looks like the others, Hopkins and Allen Manufacturing Company, patent March 20, I'm going to say 26th, could be 28th of 71, and May 27th of 79. 32 cal rimfire, Blue Jacket #2. So I think this would be a great shooter. I mean, 32 rimfire is always fun. 5 shots in the cylinder. Like I say, mechanics are good now. Took some tinkering, but she's good. Actually, that's really tight. There is very little wiggle in that cylinder at all. So from that perspective, can't ask for more. One thing with this, I guess I didn't really take any pictures to show. The side doesn't open up, and you'll notice in some of my other videos I've mentioned, ease of working on things. It's nice when the sides open up. But further to that, this one is a bigger pain than others because the pin that indexes the cylinder, it's actually riding on the hammer in here, and the pin that goes through the hammer has a flat spot on it with a spring that's in the hammer putting tension on that flat spot. So when it is pushing up, that it's the flat spot on the pin with that spring that's trying to keep the hand where it's supposed to be. And when you take this apart, you actually have to find a way to flip that all the way around so that it's pointing the wrong direction, and you have to do it while it's all inside of this area. You got to flip it all the way around. You got to get it down into the handle here, and you can only get it to just barely go in where the dog's nose is, basically. And then you got to work it out against that spring tension until it releases itself from the hammer. Then you can take the hammer out, and you can take the pin or the indexing pawl, and you can work on it. And then to try it out, you know, you've done your work, you've wanted to see if you've made the right adjustments. You got to put it all back in again, and it's a pain. It is a real pain. You got to pry that spring up at the same time as you're slipping that pin through, and you got to do it while it's still all mostly hidden by this. And once you do get it in there, you got to work it all the way around, get it in, and then oops, you know, first time it didn't work. So you get to take it all apart again, everything all over again. It's just one of the joys of working on these old antiques. But I'm happy. The results speak for themselves. It's working flawless now. Everything in there is great now. So for that I am happy, but this pistol was definitely more work than I was intending on when I first started the project. But anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about whining to you about that. Just, it is what it is, and yeah, when you're working on these things, sometimes you get surprised, and it's part of the game. I hope you liked watching the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll bring you more in the future. Till then.